Alright, today I'm going to play a Terraforming Mars game via this, whatever this website is up here. It's a pretty spectacular implementation of Terraforming Mars that includes expansions and is so much nicer than any other version I've ever played. So here we go, launch a solo game and talk my way through it. So my options are Valley Trust, which is good at science tags, not good for solo, but it does give an extra Prelude card, which can be very good for solo. Vitor, which gets to fund an award for free, which is completely useless in solo. And every time you play a non-negative victory point card, you get an extra 3 credits back. That can be here or there. The 60 point or 60 money supply of Terractor and a discount for cards I might want makes me feel like Terractor is probably the way to go. Now looking at my preludes, the Business Empire is amazing. Smelting Plant is effectively 2 points and 2 income on top of this steel thing and helps me get my in-game goals done. So I'm really looking at that for a solo game. Acquired Space Agency can be spectacular with this extra 18 money worth of titanium and potentially get some big space cards for a jump into the game. Now, if I'm going to do Terractor, this business contacts would cost me 3 less, and it's a good use of money to try to get good cards. Everything that gives me Earth tags is great. Cartel is going to be awesome. Immigration shuttles is going to be awesome. Research Outpost will give me a discount on everything, and it'll give me a possible way to capitalize on greenery. However, its cost to its effect is pretty bad for solo. Normally Research Outpost you should jump on because controlling the board, it's got fierce competition and it's very important. Sponsors I definitely need. It's yet another Earth tag, yet more credit production in several ways. Underground Detonation is actually potentially great for solo if you get it out and start paying for it early. Getting that heat production is massive. So we're going to check my money supply here. I feel like I'm just going to play all of the credit production right away, and then second round I'll get this Underground Detonation online, which means I'm definitely going Smelting Plant and kickstarting the Oxygen, because nothing in my plan gives me the ability to do Oxygen. Alright, let's launch it off. Alright, give me my credit production, give me my other stuff. Then let's go ahead and do Immigration Shuttles for 5 credit production, and sponsors 2 more, and since it's cheap, I can now effectively put Cartel into play, having put 1, 2, 3, 4 Earth tags down before it, so this is my 5th Earth tag. Boom, I'm up to 18 credit production. This is how we do things. Now I don't have 10 credits, even though I have the steel to afford Underground Detonation, so there's no reason to put it in play until I can activate it once. I think people get caught up on that sometimes. Now, I don't need Venus to be terraformed in a normal game, but in a solo game you do need Venus to be terraformed. So looking at the things on here, I have to look, do I have anything with requirements to play? And I don't, so I don't really care about which thing goes up quickly. Getting the heat up a little faster can potentially get these heat bonuses online, and that's what I'm going to go for right away. Those bonuses add up. Alright, more ways to get cards I might want, and more things that give me productions. Very good things to have. Alright, let's go ahead and kick it off with business contract, see what we've got here. If I can get to 25 terraform rating, which is a little harder in solo, I can get 4 more credit production, or I can immediately spend some of my money on a titanium production. I could make all of my Earth tags cost another 3 less, but I've kinda bit the bullet on that already. I think this might be the way I go. I don't really care about Vesta Shipyard with the way this game is going. Alright, invention contest, see what I've got to work with. Cheap power, once the heat is up I can get some plants. I'm going to go with that. Alright, now paying for projects. Earth Office doesn't get me anything in the short term, so I'm going to hold on to it for a while. Micro Mills does. Underground Detonation, I need to see if it'll let me reload that and go back, because I was supposed to spend steel on it and apparently I missed my chance. Oops, my bad. Small mistake going quickly. I mean, Earth Office doesn't cost anything to play either, but sometimes there are things that trigger off attacks. I'm just going to hold it until it 100% does something, because I could always sell it for money if I'm short sometime. Alright, pass for the generation. Let's upgrade the temperature again. That way, all I need to do is hit it with an asteroid and I'll go up a heat bonus. Alright, here is a terraforming thing. Definitely doing that. More ways to get cards. Cards can be very good. I don't have enough production to care about advanced alloys, so I'll buy those 2 cards. I will start by playing things that give me cards. Convoy from Europa. Which way should I drop this? Alright, let's just play it, and let's take the card option right away. What I end up with. I ended up with a spin-inducing asteroid. That is spectacular. Hitting Venus twice is really effective terraform rating and money and all the good stuff. Well, let's go ahead and pop that down, and then that's all we need to do for now. I did not get that heat bonus, so I'm going to hit something else. The thing that's normally the most expensive to go up on is the oxygen, because it costs 23 as a standard project. Oceans cost 18, but that's misleading because you're always going to get at least 2 back from bordering another ocean on a board like this. Well, not always, but usually. And sometimes you're getting even more. The asteroid's the cheapest, Venus is the second cheapest, but oxygen, good bang for money to help the world government help me there. I don't care about special design. I don't care about just playing a card that gets me a point. I haven't put down very many oceans, so Arctic algae is amazing. Here's another way to get oceans, and it's an Earth tag, which I can combo off that Earth Office Interactor. Those are great cards for me. Alright, playing project cards. Let's start with make sure we get stuff when oceans go down. Now let's see about... Do I have enough for research and imported hydrogen? I do because of the discount. So I'm going to do research first, see what cards I end up with. Mining industry. That's a wonderful thing to get down early, but it might not be the thing to do for this level of solo game. Alright, play a project, Earth Office, free. Now I can either do the imported hydrogen or I can up my production. Imported hydrogen works whenever I do it, so I'm going to upgrade my production with underground detonations one more time. Alright, pass for the generation. Still haven't hit that heat bonus. Still pushing oxygen. Don't care, don't care, don't care. Ooh. This is 6 off. There are, what, 7 more generations? So if I pay 3 for it and then pay 6 less, I'm paying 7 to get, yeah, I'm going to get a lot more money out of buying that card, so let's buy it. And now let's activate my stuff. Here's my heat bump for temperature, yay! Play a project card, acquired company, and then let's start the cycling of the oceans. Alright, this ocean can get me a titanium and some money. And this ocean can get me a steel and some money. Now I have enough to drop a granary, and in solo, I just need card options. Card options do good things. Not the greatest of good things I was looking for, but it's solid. Alright, if I'm going to do another underground detonation, it's now and never again. There's still plenty of heat to do. Hydrogen to Venus, is there a Venus reward to get? No, but I can prep it for next round. And I can prep heat for next round. All kinds of stuff I can do there. I think the best option here is get a little more heat production, and that might be the last time I use underground detonation. I don't want to overkill it, I don't want to underkill it, but I also don't want to lose access to good space events I end up with. They still have enough for hydrogen to Venus? That means I'd be hitting oxygen. I don't really have plant production other than dropping combos, so sure, I will play hydrogen to Venus. Now the solar power, I have all the steel I need for it, and it's like a slow heat production, potentially setting off other combos as well. It's a point, but I'm going to hold on to that steel in case a good card that gives me a more direct bonus. I'm going to hit temperature one more time because I want to get that other heat bump online. Hey, Demos down. There's one of my favorite. Optimal Arrow Breaking, another of my favorite for solo. And Aerial Mappers getting a card every other turn. It's a little too late for that. I'd have liked that earlier in it. Give me that heat bump for that heat bonus. I now have enough Terraforming to play Terraforming Contract for just 2. My money production is spectacular. I should be able to afford everything I need to do. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and play the Inventor's Guild. Having more options for cards can be great. I do not want to keep that. It's not worth it in a solo game. Still don't need the energy. I do want to get Optimal Arrow Breaking ready for when I play Demos down, but there's no point in playing it until I'm about to play the other. I can save my money. So now I can go to standard projects. If I hit Venus right now, I get the Terraforming and a card. What was my card option? An Atmos Scoop, wonderful. Heat or Venus. While I have good production of heat, I don't have stable production of Venus. So when I do go to play that card, I will be using it for Venus bumps. 2 floaters. I have nothing that works off floaters yet, but I have a little time to think about it and maybe do something. Don't have anything that plays off of microbes. Looks to me like I am either done for the generation or I'm doing one last bump of heat. So I have 6 more rounds to go, and right now I'm doing 1 heat bump per round. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's still plenty of room to go up. This Optimal Arrow Breaking will give me a little more. I've talked myself into 1 more underground detonation, but I'm going to stop now. It just like 2 times 6 rounds is 12 more heat. That's at least 1 more free bump. At a certain point, you're like, oh, I could bump it 2 for 3 more rounds and get, oh, it's not worth it. Okay, I'm going to hit that point real fast. I thought I'd already hit it, but have tons of money, didn't have the other stuff. Now we're back to this choice again, which looks to me like an oxygen bump. As aforementioned, oxygen is the most expensive to me directly. 1 credit production per earth tag. More earth tags and card options. Yes, please, yes, please, yes, please. If I buy regolith eaters, I can immediately use worms for 1 plant production. 1 plant production is not that spectacular to my eyes. Electro catapult, I can easily buy that energy production. And get this online for some more money production. I don't think money production is my issue, so I won't do that. And then first things first is check on cards. This gets me a card. I'd be paying 3 just to own the card, effectively saving me 5 money for a point. 5 money is a good point ratio. I'm not going to waste it. I have money to work with. Other projects that give me card draw, I believe there was a business network here. And then when I use the business network, space elevator. Not a great point ratio, but a good production and a good way to convert money. Alright, let's think it through. 5 more generations. 5 times 3 for the titanium is 15 money I'd get. I could save these 6 steel effectively, getting me 6 times 5, so I'd get 30. I get 45 money out of playing this in the long term. Crud, it looks like it's worth it. Alright, space elevator. Project card. Space elevator needs to go down now. I have 1 extra steel, it looked like, so I'll use that towards its cost. Then I will perform the action to zap some steel for money. Then I'll buy the Miranda Resort, because guess what? I have a ton of earth tags, 9 of them in fact. Shaboom, more production. Basically getting that money back in 2 turns. optimal arrow braking before Demos down, but I don't need to do it in the same generation. If I can come up with one more money, I can drop an asteroid now and get a little bit more terraforming online. So let's do some heat, and let's check. Are there any of these cards I'm never going to play? I'm probably never going to play IO. I have one, maybe two. I'd be getting some money out of it, but I don't see it being worthwhile. But I really don't see worms being worthwhile. So let's just get rid of worms for now. That gives me enough for a standard project to drop an asteroid. And now I can pass. Alright, now of these things, definitely oxygen. That'll put me one off of the bonus heat bump. So now I definitely want to put an oxygen down myself somehow. I almost have enough science for this mass converter, but it's not really important to me. The nuclear zone is -2, but it's an earth tag, so it costs me -6 just to play it. I get those 2 points back on terraforming, credit production, and I get my important terraform things going. So let's go for it. Well, let's just heat pump, and I did that wrong because I was supposed to look at these cards because sometimes you get things that are like max temperature. This is still playable. I don't think that one plant per turn is important to me. And IO. Do I have a bunch of Venus tags? I have no Venus tags, so it'd be a card and 2 points for 17. It's good money, like 2 points for effectively 20 is solid, but it's not going to help me win the game. And I guess I could have changed gears at this point in Generation 8 with 33 money production and 30 terraform rating. I'm pretty sure that I'm going to win the solo mode of terraform everything. I could start switching gears into give me a whole bunch of points. I'm not going to. I'm just going to play it safe and make my thing happen. Now, let's do a nuclear zone for only 4. Now I get to drop this special tile anywhere I want. I almost certainly am going for either the titanium or the 3 plants. I already own a tile. Putting tiles down allows me to have the right to drop tiles in those regions. Give me the money for now. I'm not going to be able to use the 3 plants just yet anyway. Let's do optimal arrow braking, and let's do Demos down. 1, 2, 3. I'll be almost to the ocean bonus, which I can hit off of a greenery bonus. Do I have enough for a greenery on top of this? It'll be very close, because I have enough titanium since I decided for the titanium. Alright, Demos down has bumped me almost to this, and the oxygen is almost to this. And oh look, there's a wonderful little standard project thing over here where I can drop a greenery for 23. When I drop a greenery, I'm going to get some rewards, like maybe some more steel or titanium or plants. I'm going to go for the plant, which gets me a heat bump, which gets me an ocean bump, which lets me get, some plants. Yay! Bonuses! I do have more steel than I need at this point, so I could get this cheap solar power down, but I don't think anything I have really cares about it. So let's pass for the generation and get that massive amount of money. And the thing we're going to boost is oxygen, because it's still the most expensive step. Don't care, don't care. I can actually qualify for this mining area very easily, effectively using 2 steel to get 2 steel back and a steel production, or using it for 1 titanium back and a titanium production. It's not bad, but I don't know that it actually matters to me. Breathing filters, I think I've decided I do have enough money to get to the end. I might regret this, but I'm going to go buy something that's worth points. Alright, temperature to heat. Let's look at some stuff. MedLab is more credit production. I have enough to get 2 bumps off of that. No thank you. Business network. Terraforming Ganymede. Well, I have 1 of these Jovians down, a second one I'm going to get. I will keep it as a reach card because it's a huge amount of points. Space elevator, take action for the money, play some projects. Alright, now we just need to get things bumping, which means Atmos Scoop. Let's drop you down. I have a titanium, so I should spend it. And we're going to do Venus 2 steps because temperature I can do just off of this heat track, no problem. Alrighty, now what? Other projects I can afford. If I'm ever going to do IO, I should do it early. I don't know that I can afford to do IO and Ganymede and get everything terraformed. So I'm going to drop trees for this really efficient oxygen via plants thing. Then I am going to pay for some standard projects, namely air scraping for Venus, because when I get this next air scraping for Venus, hey look, I got a bonus terraforming out of it. More points, more money production, all the good stuff. And I am going to continue with the Venus trend because that needs capped somehow. Let's pass. Going into generation 10. Still hitting oxygen with my freebie from world government. Artificial lake will give me an ocean. I've only got 5 oceans to plant. That's worth planting. The credit production is way too late, too slow, so I'll take artificial lake and nothing else. Temperature convert, temperature convert. I will overkill the temperature a little bit. That'll be okay to me. Alright, planting a greenery will get me an oxygen and some more plants back. Look at some things, don't want that. Look at some things. Giant ice asteroid. More temperature that I don't want, more oceans that I do want, but not good enough to be worth a card. I can just plant the oceans with standard events. Space elevator, give me more money. Project cards. Let me plant an ocean. Now, since I don't have any particular requirements on where this ocean goes, I think I have 3 steel left because I need one for Gen 11 and Gen 12. I can place this ocean over here on the 3 plant spot, which will let me immediately get a greenery and just keep this thing alive. Other projects to play. Probably not. Let's just keep the terraforming going. You know what? I have enough generations left. I think I should have played this earlier, but I wasn't confident. Now I'm more confident that I can get away with an IO mining. Standard project, air scraping twice. Shabam, shabam. And then we will pass. We will hit the oxygen because I have 1 free plant thing left for next generation, and that'll cap the oxygen. Maybe I end up with 1 more plant somehow. I'm going to actually do an ocean because I get plants when I place oceans. Let's plant it there. Well, I do have cheap energy, but it's not that great. Don't care. Ooh, 2 oceans is a thing. Yes, that. And that'll give me some heat as well, but heat's already capped. Alright, let's look at the cards. No. Look at the card. No. Space elevator for some money. And now we play the ice asteroid using our titanium. And drop an ocean and an ocean. Gives us plenty for greenery. Let's keep going for more plants back. Project cards, none of these are important at this moment. Standard project, we're going to do 1 more ocean and cap that out. This is the last ocean. It's going to give me some money and a plant to get the last oxygen. At this point I should be building little rings for cities so I can put unused money into efficient city points. I don't think I'm going to top deck a Jovian in my next 4 cards, so let's get Ganymede. Ooh. But if I use Ganymede and I don't end up with a Titanium, I will have wasted 9 money on next round. That's fine. I will hold on to it. Ganymede right now with my 4th Jovian tag is effectively 4 money I'm losing in production to make sure I can spend 9 next time. That's worth doing, and maybe I'll be able to boost it even further. Energy production, I just don't care. So let's finish off my standard stuff. I need Venus to go up. 15 money for a point is not a bad ratio. I have 1 more world government phase. Do I waste the world government phase by overkilling this? Nah, let's go ahead and drop a city. And this first little nest I made. Then I have just enough for another city. And this other little nest I made. Making good efficient points out of these greeneries. Some of them I wasted, but that wasn't my goal at the time. Pass for the generation. We have to increase Venus scale. Aquifer pumping is useless. Asteroid is useless. Or, everything here is useless. So let's just move on down the line. And then we have all sorts of options. So, is there anything on this board that's going to end up getting me cards back? There are several ways I could get cards still on the board. La 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 la. Well, speaking of cards, let's just look at the top card of the deck. Nitrogen-rich asteroid. A way to get exactly 1 plant production and 2 more points for a bunch of money. No thanks. I would have loved that slightly sooner. Business network. AI Central. I have all the requirements for it, but it's just 2 more cards for paying a bunch of money. No thanks. Space Elevator, take my money. And let's go ahead and collect this titanium before we play Terraforming Ganymede. Spend all the titanium. Breathing filters. Get some cheap, efficient points. I still have to officially cap Venus in this last generation, so let's officially win the game. There we go, my solo mode is complete. Now I have 55 money left to work with. Well, as far as city intersections, I can put a city right here and get some money back from the ocean connection, and then I'm right next to a card which might get me more stuff. So standard project, city, starting value is 2, gets me a little money back. I think I will risk the card with a greenery. Is that what I do? I do want to put it next to one of the cities I control because it's 2 points to drop a greenery that way. Standard project. Greenery is going to leave me 11 money. 13 money. Potentially 2 more. Sure, let's take the card. The extra greenery isn't, or the extra plants aren't going to matter because I only have 4 effectively to work with. What is my last card? Power infrastructure, totally useless. So let's go ahead and play this card because it's worth a point. Let's go ahead and sell this patent because tiebreakers are based on money. Really not a lot of point in it at this point because, you know, the game's over. Then I pass and the game is over. I win! It isn't the reason to stop making VARs better. Make me score with more points. So that's a 97-point solo game, and I definitely could have milked more points out of it, but I wanted to make sure I won. You can see my immigration shuttle was just credit production, credit production, credit production. But how long was that? That was a... Ooh, thing just jumped. 30-minute Mars game, a little less. Solid. Alright.